Kerri's one of our newer employees, so.
Thank you. So I don't think I've met everyone. I'm Kerri Grobers, the new event manager here in Miami Township. So anybody that's ever started a new job, I'm sure you're a little anxious the night before. Then you step into it and you realize you're filling the shoes of someone who's been here for 20 years. Then you become really anxious. So I just want to say how much I honor Cindy's commitment to a community for 20 years and everything that she did. And it's my hope that I can bring my 20 years of experience in the event industry and prove to you that I'm going to have the same commitment to your community. Probably not going to do things exactly like Cindy did, but I'm going to work hard to make you as proud of this center that Cindy did. I'm a lifelong West Sider, and the only reason that I've stayed on the West Side is because I value community. So to be able to do a job that I love on the West Side in an event center, it's like a dream come true for me. So thank you for having me. So it's been fun so far. We've hit the ground running, pulled together a few numbers. I started on June 26th or 27th. I can't remember what day. I think the 27th. I came in, there were 55 events booked at the community center. That's upper level and lower level. So we started with 55 events, and today we have 81 events. Town Hall, we started with 7 events, or we started with 4 events, and now we're up to 7 events. And that doesn't include the daily things that happen at Town Hall, like Kiwanis and the Three Rivers Women's Club. This is just outside bookings. And then for 2023, on June 27th, there were 16 events till the end of the year, and now there's 20 events. So to date, roughly, I have booked 33 events for the community center. So that's a hefty amount. It is fun to see so many community members come through the doors. It's fun to see the parking lot full, and it's my hope that we'll keep that parking lot full every day, and we will just continue with events, large and small, and that we just make sure that everyone knows that Miami Township has a great community event center.
Great. I'd just like to say that, if I can chime in,
Sure.
I've been working with Mr. Reed and Ms. Robers at helping bring her on board, and thank you, Kim Day, for filling in the gap there while we in the transition period. But I just couldn't be more impressed with her work, her commitment, the experience and knowledge that she brings to this job. And I am 100% confident, couldn't be more confident in the direction we're heading and the good things that will come about in the future. So again, she said it already, we applaud and celebrate the dedication that Cindy Black had and did to build this foundation here. But I think that the direction she's going to take it from there is even more exciting for me specifically. I just think we're in really good shape and heading in a really good direction. So while she's here, if I can, I was going to do this in my part, but since she's here, right here, part of she just pointed out that we went to 81 new events just through the end of the year. And frankly, the pace that she's booking events, I would expect that we might be at 100, 110, 120 events just for the rest of this year. That takes bodies. So it's good, it's promising, it's fantastic to see those numbers and those stats coming in, but we have to staff it. We have to have the folks that can work those events. So with that said, I would like to propose the hiring of several new attendants. I have my order, but in case there's any questions, she's here to answer them. But I have Robin Clark, Riley Pornoy, Brian Seibert, Dylan Glazer, Landon Lake, Brianna Day, and Samantha
Cracciolo.
I don't have that one down, but yeah, these individuals have been vetted by Ms. Rovers, have been discussed with Mr. Reed, and by bringing these individuals on, they're not salaried, so essentially, you're paying them to work the events just like we would for the other attendants, and I think we need these additional individuals. So,
Are you making that a motion?
I'm making an emotion. If there's any discussions or questions, either or three of us could help answer them, but I think we need to quickly staff up to make sure that we can adequately cover these events. We've already received a lot of positive feedback just in the first couple of weeks from both guests coming in for events and also staff. So again, I just think she needs the resources to be able to be successful and make sure that we can do all those things that we need to do. So,
And if I can just mention one thing, these are employees that we're only paying while they're working, one. And two, is it 8 of the 9 are either Taylor High School graduates or current Taylor High School students? 8 of the 9, is that correct?
There's 7, and I think
That
5 of them are Taylor High School.
so they're all West Siders, and yes,
Yes.
the majority of them are residents of Miami Township and or Taylor graduates. So we're keeping it keeping it at home, and again, they were interviewed and can vouch for the experience and work ethic that they bring.
All right, I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes. The only other thing, again, on the same lines, and this should hopefully be quick. Where did I have that? We have a stove in our kitchen, even though individuals are prohibited from cooking in our kitchen. So the idea was that the gas stove would be used as a warmer to keep food warm. However, it's my understanding in several meetings and discussions that some of the guests have kind of broken that and utilized it as a cooking station and actually cooked the food. This is problematic for safety reasons. Again, it's against our rules here, and frankly, I understand that some of the attendants have had to light the burner and have been a little timid and hoping not to blow their eyebrows off. But anyway, so I have a proposal from Ms. Rovers to bring in essentially a warming station. It is a heated holding proofing cabinet, and I have this proposal. The cost of it is $1,099. It would replace the stove, and what I'm proposing is that we put the stove on the county auction, which I know you've done with equipment in the past. I'm not sure of that exact process, but my understanding is that the stove is likely to exceed the amount of this purchase, so we would be replacing it with something that meets our rules, is more useful and better utilized, and frankly, we could come out ahead monetarily on that if we can put that on the auction and get a good amount for it. So with all that being said, I would like to make a motion.
Who's this from, the company?
This is from,
New
it's
Webstrom.
Webstrom Store?
This restaurant?
Yes,
It's Webstrom.
Oh.
Like
Webstrom.
instead of restaurant, Webstrom.
Oh my, okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I would make a motion that we approve the purchase of that, and then with the idea that we would move the stove and put it up for auction.
I just got a couple
Yeah.
questions. Do we ever use the stove for anything?
Regularly is and I'm sorry if you want to answer that, but
I have not seen it used because you have to lay on the ground to light the pilot light. So they were having guests lay on the ground and reach lighters under the stove to
That's
light
the
it.
oven,
Yeah,
the oven.
yeah,
Well,
and,
I've had to do it.
yeah,
well,
so,
but it's, yeah.
so I didn't allow it the one night because I just wasn't sure. So I didn't allow it, but, it just was, it's also just causing a problem because people think they can cook. Because I think maybe in years past, people have cooked, I'm not sure, I don't know, but, you know, we don't need an oven or a,
That's what I was gonna say, is there a need for it? If we have the warmer, there's gonna be no need for it.
no, I mean, we don't have a need for it right now because you're not technically allowed to cook here at all. And in the contract, it says that all food has to come warm, so it can come in and it can go right in the warmer. All the staff has to do is click a button and the warmer goes on, and then their food would stay warm.
Is that an electric system?
Yes.
Good.
It's a great idea, because that gas stove is
That's
gonna.
dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fiscal issue, and more importantly, it's a safety issue for, and especially if, it's my understanding that certain attendants either physically struggled or weren't comfortable lighting the pilot, so again, they would ask the guests to light the pilot themselves,
That's really not fun.
and, yeah, we don't
I
want
know
to go
the
down.
fire department's been over there several times.
Sure.
To light it.
So if we can just get rid of that and make some money off of it and replace it with something that's more useful and safer, then that'd be great.
I think
Steady?
it makes sense.
It would also take away the maintenance of the hooded area, so that again fiscally would bring back more money to the
Yeah.
township that we're not spending
Yeah.
to have
I
it
think-
maintained on a
I
regular
think the
basis.
hood can also be auctioned. I mean, the stove and the hood
Yeah, I
could
think,
probably
I
be
think we could
auctioned.
send it together, put it on
Yeah.
there together,
Yeah.
so that's what I think. All right, any more discussion? I don't have any more discussion, all right, I'll second it.
Okay. Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes. And I think that's all, unless there was anything else.
No, I don't think so.
cover?
All right, any questions for Ms. Robers, correct?
Correct.
All right, any questions for Mrs. Robers? All right, Kerri, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I did not remember you.